Here we go. Welcome, everyone. It's John the Net Guy. You are joining the Coffee Lovers Tech and Gift Guide stream. Your barista today is, well, me. I guess I'm a YouTube barista. I wanted to welcome you here. I am a huge coffee fanatic, and I guess some of my other techie friends likely are as well. I've got some great ideas here for Mother's Day coming up. Mother's Day, May 12th, I believe, Sunday. So you got a couple weeks here, but keep that shopping going. So hopefully you'll see some things here that you like today. Uh, some of these are actually for my wife. One of them is something that my wife gave me because she knows I like coffee so much. And so I wanted to share it with you because I tested it out last weekend and it worked great. I'll give you some tips on that. If this is your first time here, you've never seen one of my shows before, they work pretty easily. I'm live on Amazon and YouTube and Facebook and Kick and everything else. Oh, if I didn't mention, don't tell my wife because she doesn't know she's getting this yet. So this is kind of a surprise for her. I've kept her in the dark on this one. I also picked out a selection of other really cool stuff to go with this espresso coffee maker. We also have some stuff for people that just like regular old coffee. So I'm going to show you those tonight. Do me a favor, if you're just joining, let me know if you can hear me and if my sound sounds correct, because I hate doing the whole show on mute. It doesn't turn out well in the editing booth later when I realized I've done the entire show muted. I also do need to let the Amazon folks in here, so I have to get my phone out to do that, do a couple other quick things. So I'm taking a look at the chat. Looks like I got one other YouTuber in here, Jonathan Talks Hardware, another great YouTuber to check out if you haven't already, and a common viewer of the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. So I'm bringing this up from Amazon. We have to go back over here because this is how the Amazonians get their stream. So I have to be live here first, and then I have to bring something over there, and it's working. So I'm going to start streaming over to Amazon, and then I'm going to hide this, and we are going to let them in 3, 2, well, maybe. Okay, maybe the countdown didn't work that quickly. Here we go. We're going to let him in right now. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome, Amazonians. It's John the Net Guy, show number 411. This is the Coffee Lovers Tech and Gift Guide. Welcome, I have to spell it right. Amazonians. A little bit different tonight. We're not going to have the standard tech fare, but I do have a selection of really cool products and, like I said, gifts that I wanted to check out. This surrounds the Jevi coffee espresso maker. It's essentially an espresso maker. You can make cappuccinos, you can make lattes, extra foam, whatever you want. I technically like Americanos. We'll talk about what the difference is on all those. And Jonathan's saying he is a huge coffee lover. So this is awesome, man. This would be something really cool in a dorm if you're heading off to college. Very small, very compact, and it can make a variety of really cool coffees. I'm going to shut this monitor off behind me so you don't get the glare of it. And we're going to get going. The first product that we're going to need if we're making coffee is something to grind with. So we want to make coffee with whole beans. We like to get our coffee as fresh as possible. We don't want to have really old, stale coffee. And as soon as we crack open those beans, they start to age. They're starting to oxidize. So we're going to start with a burr grinder. And I picked out one today that's from the same company that's made our espresso maker. And I pulled it up on the Amazon carousel. So if you're watching on Amazon, if you visit down there to that URL, or if you're watching on Amazon, you'll see a little sidebar here, a carousel, we call it. And that's going to have the different products. Now, I have an unboxing. I'm not going to put you guys through that because, hey, guess what? Here it is. It's right here. This is a burr grinder. So we've all had those little tiny coffee grinders that wake everybody in the house up in the morning. That's the same one my dad did when I was a little kid. I could hear it early in the morning, woke everybody up in the house. This is a burr grinder, and it can make an incredible amount of coffee grounds. And it's set it and forget it. That's the beautiful thing I like about it. So it has a top that moves. Let me show you what that looks like here. So you can see that top hopper for all of your beans there. Well, the beauty of this thing is it literally has a setting here. If you follow that little black arrow, you can actually start from French press to pour over, which we're going to check out later, all the way into the espresso range, so super fine over there, and all the way back. So you can set the exact coarseness you want. This has been a big problem for my wife when we're trying to make really fresh coffee and we're trying to grind beans. Well, how long do you grind them for? Are they done yet? You get some inconsistency. So the beautiful thing about this from Jevi, their burr grinder, has a huge hopper, which is going to give you a lot of room. It's also going to come with a bunch of cool accessories. Now I'm going to show you real quickly what those are. Hidden inside the lid is some of the first ones. You actually have a measuring spoon over here, so you can measure out as you need. You also have a cleaning brush over here on this one. So it's going to have a cleaner. So this burr grinder will get dirty occasionally. You will want to clean it. It is going to come with a adapter to go directly into your portafilter or the wand here for your espresso machine. Now, what's interesting about this is it also has a collection cup down here with a little gasket, so it keeps it from trying to make too much of a mess. But I'll tell you, some of the feedback I saw on the portafilter, because we haven't used it yet, is that it does make a mess. So it's not as clean as you'd expect. And you still have to tamp the grounds down. So that's some of the accessories that it comes with. It also comes with a, I'm trying to think of what we call them. We call them pipe cleaners in there as well. But it is going to come with this pipe cleaner style cleaner, because you can actually go in and clean the burrs. So what's the difference on a burr grinder versus your standard run-of-the-mill blade? Well, let's take this all the way to the left side, and then I can take the top off, and I can show you right here. You can actually see, if you look down in there, it's got a little bit of coffee residue because I was playing with it earlier, but it's actually crushing the coffee against these blades, and that's going to spin around, and that is where you get the adjustability, that infinite adjustability, which is going to be really slick. So again, we're taking a look at a burr grinder here. Now, when you lock this thing in, you have to lock it in. It's very safe, easy to use. It won't turn on, as you saw, with the innards exposed. But it has a lot of things going good for it. Now, I'll tell you, the pour over coffee maker, I'm going to show you a little bit later, you're going to want to set the grind a little bit thicker for that. So the pour over is definitely going to be the setting you want to use for that one. If you try to just go buy ground coffee for doing espresso, or you try to do ground coffee for French press and you buy it at the store, you're not getting that grind the size that you need. So this thing, if I show you on the front here, like I said, oh, actually, you know what? I got to unplug it. If I show it to you on the front here, it has those adjustability. So I can go all the way to the espresso mode. So there's the little indicator right there. I wish it was a little bit bigger. It's black. Maybe you might want to highlight that with some white against the coffee, but you can set that to whatever of the 35 settings that you want. So that's pretty slick. A nice feature of it. I've already used it to make some espresso. I'm going to go ahead and set that where I want it. So it's going to be about a number 10. Now, the number that you're going to see on top of it here is the number of cups, from 1 to 14 cups, or the time. So you can switch it over here and actually say just grind for this amount of time. So if the 1-2 cup measurement's not exactly what you want for your portafilter, you could set the time and you could do it that way. So pretty slick. Let me know if you have any coffee puns in the chat. This is a completely live show. Love seeing you guys all here, and I want to see if we've got any good comedians in the chat. So let me know if you've got any good coffee jokes or puns that I can share with everybody here. It'd be kind of fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to need some coffee to put in this thing. And it being in Seattle, Starbucks is kind of the given around here. There are other better coffee makers than Starbucks out there. One of them is actually Lavazza. Lavazza? I think I'm getting that right. So this is a brand that's available on Amazon right now. I picked it up. It is available for almost immediate shipping anywhere in the US because it's so popular. But I like the medium to dark roast here. So that's this one here. It says that it is a 7 out of 10 intensity. And that's the cool thing about making coffee, is you can actually, practice all different kind of grind levels that you want. You can try a bunch of different kind of beans. We've got relatives in Europe and Spain, and they actually sent coffee to us from Spain when we went on our last trip there. So that's something that you can do. And so you can experience that. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit in. I'm not going to put too much. And the only reason is we're going to be switching this out. Now, if this is a normal amount of coffee that you normally would use, you'd probably fill this thing up and then seal it with the lid. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So this is from Lavazza, and we're going to try to see how this works. I'm going to go ahead and use their container. And like I said, the beauty about this thing, it looks like it can store a ton of ground coffee, but you're going to, again, want to grind this fresh to get the best experience here. So I'm going to put it under here. We'll see how quick this grinds and how easy it is to operate. So I'm going to go in here. I'm not going to do that many cups. I'm going to tell it I just want to do 4 cups. And then I'm just going to hit the start stop. Now, headphone warning. I'm sure that's a little loud, but it is burr grinding the coffee, and it's actually counting down on it right now. So you can see that number's counting down even more, and then it's going to be finished. So hopefully my noise canceling took care of that. So hopefully the noise canceling got some of that. Let me know how awful that was here. So there we go. So that is the grind that we got out of it. So you can see that's enough. Oh my gosh. We need smell-o-vision in here. This smells so good. And the grind is perfect for the espresso that we're going to make. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Yeah, it's got a rich, I don't even know how to describe that. It's just such a dark aroma to it. That's going to be really good, almost chocolatey. So that's something that we'll check out. So that's the grinder. That's how easy it is. We're going to move on to the next product, which is the espresso maker. Now that we have actually got our grounds made, I'm going to go ahead and put this out back here, and we're going to talk about the espresso maker and all the really cool features that it has in here. I do see some puns showing up in the chat, so we're going to take a quick look at those. Just lastly, the burr grinder does have this really, really well-written manual. It's going to tell you everything about how to use it, how to clean it. They've also got a great set of videos online from this company. So if you're looking for something that's very easy, that's very entry level, this is the burr grinder from Jevi, and it's available on Amazon right now. Let's talk about Amazon real quick, because that is who we are doing the show for today. And I'm going to bring up the page on Amazon that has all of the items here. If you were following me or you clicked any of the links, I'll be that guy here doing a live show on Amazon. And I'm going to hit refresh here and see if it actually shows the new live show. There it is. And if you come down here to number 411, the idea list, that's going to be all the products that we're showing today. And you can see we got a cool pour over coming up. We've got the burr grinder. We've got some glassware that I really want to share with you. And so if you go to Jevi right now, you can see that they have this thing available for $69.98. And now that's for the beige white one, which is kind of a creamy yellowish white. And if you go to the black, that's the standard. It does have a $10 off coupon, it looks like, so you can get that for about the same price right now. Very highly rated, 4.4 stars on almost 1,000 ratings. And I can tell you that this espresso maker coming up is the #1 bestseller in its category. So that's another really cool thing. So without further ado, we are going to switch over to the espresso maker. I'm going to show you everything about it and what it comes with, and then we're going to pull shots. Somebody's got to say shots, but there we go. I see a couple extra people in here. I wish I could smell through the stream. Somebody says, absolutely. So this is a countertop espresso maker from the Jevi company, and it has a lot going on in a very compact package. If we look how skinny this thing is, if counter space is a premium, and I know in my kitchen, even the newly remodeled one, it is, this is a fantastic product to tuck in the corner when you need it, and then just slide it out. Maybe when people are coming over, maybe it's first thing in the morning and you need that coffee hit like I do to wake up. So this is a great opportunity here. This is the stainless steel model, but I actually have the other white one coming because I wanted to see the difference. And you know what? I kind of like the stainless for our kitchen now. I ordered both of them just in case, but this stainless one, very attractive. Let's see it from the side here up close. So you can see it's got stainless steel sides. It has a tray on the top here to actually warm your glassware. So if you have normal size glassware, and actually it does fit this large cup here, you can put your cups up here because that's where the boiler is. That's where it's keeping the hot water handy. So it actually heats your cups up right there. It does have the standard steam wand on the side and the milk frother. And for your safety, it actually has a tab, a handle. So this can actually make it a little bit easier to swing out here and use, which is kind of nice. It does have a hand knob to turn on, so it kind of brings that aesthetic in. And then as far as ease of use, you'll see it has a pressure gauge up here. Don't worry about that too much. It's just telling you if it goes into the red, that's probably an issue, but it's actually completely automatic. And the buttons along the top here, which I'll show you as we plug it in, are really slick because they handle all of the operations and it couldn't be easier. So once you plug it in, it does have a 5-minute sleep timer, but just go ahead and hit the power. And that light here is going to start it preheating. It doesn't take long at all. I know that in the morning when you're ready for that coffee, you don't want to spend a ton of time getting all your equipment ready. You hit that, it's going to go ahead and start to heat up the water that it has. And then when the lights, all 3 of them come on here, it's literally ready to go. So let's switch to the top down so you guys can see that. So that's the indicator light that I was talking about. And when all 3 lights come on, usually under a minute, it's ready to go and you can start pulling shots. So there we go. I'm going to put this off to the side as it heats up and we're going to get things ready. I'm going to talk about what a portafilter is. That's this guy right here. Okay. So actually it's already ready. So like I said, just about a minute. So you hit that while you're getting your other items ready. It's got a little bit of water residue because I just cleaned it. But this is a portafilter and it's a very fine mesh screen. There you go. And I'll bring that over here so you guys can see it a little better. So it's a super fine mesh screen for which the coffee has to squeeze through. And that's how you're extracting all of the great flavor and the oils out of the coffee. Now, this just happens to be the double size. They also have a single shot size. Whenever you pull shots out of this, though, it's going to come out into 2 streams. So you're going to get a certain amount. Now, the amount is adjustable. Maybe you like your shots a little bit taller. Maybe you like them a little bit stronger. You can adjust all that, which is really cool. Even though it's completely, 4-button programmable up here, it can actually be adjusted and you can set the amount of water that you want to come out, which is a really cool feature. You don't see that on the more economical machines these days. So taking a quick look at it, it does have a complete manual right here. So you can see all of the features and operations of it. Like I said, if you've never pulled shots before, never used an espresso machine, this would be a great starter one. And I can't wait to use it because you can get going very, very quickly and very safely. I've actually done a couple things wrong. Like I've had the portafilter off and I've tried to use it and it stops me. So it has a lot of safety interlocks too as well. It's going to have guides on how to froth milk, all the different steps, how much time to use, what kind of temperatures, all that information. And the water is actually stored in the back here. It does recommend that you use filtered water. So if you've got a fridge filter, that's good. If you used one of the reverse osmosis filters that I showed on the show previously, those things are amazing. That would be really even better. But what you don't want is you don't want standard water with a bunch of minerals going in here because that can cause scale and other issues. If this is your first time using it, you can go ahead and actually draw water through it. So on the side here, if I just turn this knob, I can actually start to draw water from it. And I'm going to go over to the side view. So there you go. So it's actually hot water that's coming out of it. And I'm just drawing that. Now, what's neat about that, this is not steamed water because I didn't turn it on to steam mode. I can actually preheat the cup here. So this can be ready. I actually do have a little spill tray over there, so I can do that. So you can kind of preheat your cup. You can get things ready. Let's go ahead and pull a shot. I'm going to actually pull a double here. So I'm going to go ahead and get our espresso out and we'll get started. So it does come with a tamper and a measuring spoon. This one feels like it's the size for a double. And look, I already made a mess. See? So you're going to want to tamp this down. Now, let's show you what that looks like right on the side here. So there's the grounds. You generally want them to heap. So as you push down with the tamper here, and I'm just pushing very lightly, but we'll come back here. You want to, it said like 10 kilograms. I don't know how you would measure 10 kilograms of force. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to exceed. There's a line that says max there. So maybe you want a tiny bit more grounds. We can do that by just adding a little bit more grounds to it. But when you do that, don't exceed the max. So that's important. So I'm going to go ahead and tamp this down. And you don't want to press like He-Man here. And the reason is if you get it too compressed, the water's not going to be able to push through. This is a 20 bar machine, so it has plenty of pressure here to work. But that, again, is not going to make really good coffee. So we're going to go ahead and put the portafilter back in. We slide it in, and then we lock it into position. Now, here is where we can look at one of our next products. I pulled some glassware that I thought looked really attractive. And again, shots go into shot glasses. So here we go. So there's glassware I picked. And the reason is it actually has calibrated measurements there. And they actually look really cool. I like the square design on them, easy to pick up, but it's going to have and I'm trying to figure out if I can show it to you. So it's going to have the double espresso. It's going to have the different sizes, a single espresso, and it has the measurements on them as well. I'm going to go ahead and put them down here. Now that it's preheated, we're literally ready to go. I can start to easily pull a shot by just hitting this button up on top. And we'll start to pull a shot. So I'm going to pull 2. I'm going to come back here to the front, and then I'm going to bring you guys back down right up here to the close-up camera so you guys can see how this makes espresso. So we are making our first espresso tonight. And I have put this link in the video description if you're looking for glassware. Now, it started out really slow, and it did that on purpose. It's actually designed to do that to help kind of pre-season the coffee, get some of that oils out, and then it uses that heavy pressure to extract all the coffee goodness. Now, the manual says wait here for about 20 seconds, but honestly, that layer of cream that you see at the top, it's kind of separating slowly here. You don't want the shot to go bad. And actually, if you're at a coffee shop and they let it sit for more than 20-30 seconds, they should honestly pull some new shots for you. So I'm going to go ahead and dump these into our waiting glass. This is actually another product that we'll come talk about here in just a second. This is a double-walled insulated. So this is your double espresso. This is going to be super strong. Oh my gosh, it smells great. Yeah, it smells like the liquid version of that other coffee beans that we were smelling out of the bag, the roasted coffee. But we're going to want to add something to it. You could have it this way. Now you could add hot water, and then you'd have an Americano. So this is a double espresso, and you can see the top of it here. This is that layer that we were talking about. So you get the cream from the coffee, you get the dark black, and you'll want to mix this if you were to drink it. You could drink it right now. This might be too strong for people. When the American GIs were in Europe, it was too strong for them. People would have these little tiny double espressos or a single espresso to start them in the morning. The GIs were used to American coffee, so that's where an Americano came in, where they would add hot water to this. So you could wait and you could add hot water just out of the tap here. It takes a while. If you had another source, that would be even better. I'm going to turn this, if you put a certain amount of milk into it, it would become a cappuccino. If you put more milk, you have a latte. So we're going to make a quick latte here. And that is going to be, yes, another product that we're going to do here. So to heat up milk, which is another feature that this espresso machine has, it has this steam wand on the side. So the neat thing about that is you don't have to have a bunch of equipment. We can do this all with this single machine. So by placing the right amount of milk in the container, and this is a pitcher for milk, the neat thing about this one, and the reason I picked this one, you look, it has measurements right on the inside, and it does have a little tool if you want to do some of the cool latte art, which is taken the nation by storm. You want to use whole milk when you're making this. I know a lot of people are going to do like non-fat or 1% milk, but 3.25% whole milk. And because of the measurements, I can actually say, okay, if I want to do this, I'm going to do about 120 milliliters. And that is going to make a good ratio of this to the milk. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the machine over into the mode that allows me to do this. And I want to see if I can show you guys how it froths. Let's bring it up here. I'm trying to get all the cameras in it today. So there's a button right here to actually start it into the steaming mode. So I hit that one time. You're going to want to wait until that light turns solid, which is not very long. But when that light is solid, that tells you that you're ready to use and extract steam. If you do it too early, it's going to be hot water. You want it to be hotter because you want it to be steaming. So we're going to take this milk. Milk should be about 35 to 42 degrees. So come straight out of the fridge with that if you can. You can see here, I've got a little bit extra milk in there. I was a little bit over the 120 I wanted to hit. But the neat thing about this is it's just the right size pitcher. Now, it doesn't come with this pitcher. This was an add-on. But you can go ahead and start to turn this knob, and I can start to froth the milk. Now, again, I apologize for the noise. So, headphone warning if you are there. The beauty of this is it's already heating the milk, and it's turning it in circles. So it moves it around. So other than just microwaving milk, this evenly heats up your milk. So hopefully you guys don't hear that too screechy on the stream. So we're heating that up, and we want it to a temperature where you can hold it for, about 3 seconds at most. And then that would be too hot. You don't want to burn the milk, but I want to make it to a temperature I can move it up and down. And before you remove it, there we go. Now we're starting to get to that temperature that I like. I'm going to remove it. There it is. Make sure you turn it off. So you want to make sure you turn that completely off before you remove it. Sorry for headphone warning there. And clean this off right away if you can. And the reason is that milk is going to get on there like concrete, and you're going to thank yourself now if you wipe this down. You'll see the baristas do that. And actually, if you have the ability, if you can let out a little bit more steam and air, before that will clean out any of the milk residue that might be in that pipe. That was recommended by the manufacturer. So there we go. So now I've got my milk, and I'm going to do my super latte pour here. I don't have a ton of cream at the top of it, unfortunately. I'm practicing. I'm getting better at that. But we're going to see how my latte pour is. I'm trying to do it so I can show it to you guys. So I'm pouring that in there. Getting it in. Now, am I going to get some latte art out of this one? Probably not. So yeah, I could do little circles. I don't have a lot of foam on here to do circles with, but there you go. So that is your cafe latte. There you go. So that was really easy to make. The machine is available on Amazon right now. Very easy to use. I just showed you all the steps, and let's take a taste of our product. Man, that's good. So again, a lot of people are doing a dry January, dry February, dry Octobers. Coffee can be a substitute for something that maybe you like to do as a craft. So something to think about. Not bad at all. Okay, so let's talk about what we have here. This is the espresso maker from Jevi. I'm going to bring it up online so you can take a look at the unit that we have from Amazon. It's available right now. If you want the stainless version, this is a Mother's Day special. It is normally $229.99. They've knocked the price down to $159, so it's 30% off. I'm looking right now online, and there's another $20 coupon. So you can get this thing down to $139, which, if I've done my math right, is something like 40% off of the total. So you're getting a very good deal. So it's an extra 10% off ish from the main retail. So very good unit. They, like I said, they have lots of great videos already on how to use it. There's some of the items that it comes with. We'll talk about those. So you'll see here, it's going to have the tamper. It's going to have the measuring cup. It's going to have this device to clean some of the orifices that it has here. It is going to have a double and a single screen filter. It's going to have a portafilter. This is a 51 millimeter portafilter. There are a lot of other cool portafilters you can get. You can get the ones that actually show all the coffee at the bottom, and then it comes together. It's really cool looking. It is going to have another grounds basket over here that you can use as well. And then it has the main machine with the steam function, with the cup preheater that we talked about a little bit, and it's going to have all of those simple operations. So there's just a quick list of what you can make with it. Man, I really wish I had brought some like cinnamon or chocolate sprinkles or something cool, because you can make all sorts of cool stuff with this. You can also use it to heat up hot cocoa, or you can make a mocha. You can do a lot of cool stuff with this. You saw how quickly it heats up milk. That's another really neat feature. So, it's going to have the 1 ounce or 2 ounce for the double, or you can customize the shots all the way up to 4.4 ounces on these as well. Taking a quick look, that pressure gauge, it doesn't do a ton. You can watch it, just kind of give yourself a check if it's working right, but that's another neat option. Very compact. That's one of the things I would say about this. Steam generation, it does a sufficient job. The larger units will probably make more steam faster, but in this case, it's got a 1350 watt heating element in here. And then there's that low pressure pre-infusion. So this thing is all automatic, right? So that's the neat thing about it. It's got the precise temperature control, and it's got all of the pressure controls that you don't have to worry about. There's no complexity here. It's push button and you're ready to go. The stainless design, which I kind of give my wife the option if she wants the stainless one or if she wants the one that matches the burr grinder, and then we'll go from there. And then you'll see here that it's pulling the coffee at 197 degrees, and then the milk frothing is at boiling, so it's going to be the 212. And then lastly, the removable water tank, which I haven't shown you yet here, and then the filter. So let's go back over here, and I'm going to show you the removable water tank. So on the back side of the unit here, and let me see if I can get you guys set up. So if I want to add water to it, it's really easy. I just open it up, and I can literally just take a pitcher, and this is what I was doing earlier in the show, and I can add some water back in, the water that we used. So that's one way to fill it up. That takes a little while. You can take the whole thing and remove the whole thing. It does have a max indicator back here. So go ahead and fill this with your filtered water, but you can see how that goes. And when they say when you're putting it back on, make sure you push down and make a good connection for the unit to actually work even better. So that's overall the espresso maker. Like I said, it does a really good job of pulling basic shots. It has a milk frother. You could use this to heat up water as well if you want to make an Americano and do it that way, kind of backwards. But I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a great addition to our home. There's a couple other accessories I want to show you that might be really cool to go with this. We did talk about one of them a little bit earlier, and unfortunately, they're not even clean. So give me 1 second. I am going to clean off our espresso cups. I'm going to take a look in the chat here too. So this is what you get when you are in the studio and you don't have running water. I'm going to go ahead and clean these two products here, and we'll get those up on the Amazon carousel. But if you're interested in this, let me know. I'm going to look in the Amazon chat and see if we've had any questions. This is a gift that's going to go to my wife for Mother's Day. She's working on a new drink. So when you go to Starbucks, it's like we called it $5. I think it's like it should be called $6 or $7 now. It's gotten so expensive. So she's got a new hack. So she goes to Starbucks and just asks them for 3 shots in a glass. She gets the 3 shots in a glass. I think it's a few dollars. And then she'll put one of her protein drinks in it. So a few shots, and I think it's an iced one that she does. So she'll ask, and she'll put a protein drink in it, and she's basically making her own super high protein latte. So these are the glasses that we were looking at earlier. I kind of like them because I think they look good. They fit well on this base here. So I can put them down here and just have them sitting out, and you again can pull shots with them. Sometimes if you're going to do like a 1.5 shots or something, you can do that. You can also just fill up one side. It's always going to fill both, but you can fill up one side if you want. But I like these ones. They work really well. They're available also in the description here on Amazon. I'm going to take a quick look back at the Amazon chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Joanna said 9 minutes ago, sorry, Joanna, taking me a little bit to get back to you. Pass me a cup, please. That's awesome. Thanks, Joanna, over at Amazon. Good to have you watching with us here. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the next product. I've kind of shown you all of these products as we use them, but I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick deep dive on this. This is that milk frothing pitcher that I was talking about. And, I was thinking, do I really need to have another coffee device in here? I've got some milk that's down in the bottom of it, but as you can see, the big important thing about it on the inside is those ounces and millimeter measurements. So it's going to have those measurements. There are many different styles of these milk pitchers that you can get. I like the stainless because it goes with the machine. I think it looks really good. Let's go take a quick look over on Amazon because they actually have, if you go to the page over here, there are some different styles, different colors depending on your kitchen. Now I'm kicking myself because we have a rose gold kitchen, I guess. Their rose gold kind of looks like copper to me. I don't know what it looks like on your screen. Let's take a look at it in, they have it. They're not showing it in a kitchen setting, but that looks almost like a copper to me. Matte white. They have a blue one. So if you use that same Amazon link, full disclosure, I get a very small single digit commission off of these, but just want to put that out there. And there's a silver version as well. Now there's different sizes. You can go way up, but for this machine, start with the 12 because honestly, the frother is not going to get down low enough. So it's not actually going to be, heating up the bottom as easily if you're working with a very large, pitcher. So I would start out with the 12 ounce. I think that's more than enough. I'm loving this because the machine is already turned off. Just it's got a safety feature here. I'll show you that real quick. So the units itself has turned itself off after 5 minutes because we've been waiting. It's still a little bit warm, but you can just hit that power button to turn it right back on and then you're ready to go. But yeah, that's the cup tray on the top of it. So you're taking a look at the 12-ounce pitcher. There's many different varieties on Amazon, so feel free to grab one. What I found out is if you grabbed the espresso maker, you grab the grinder, you grab some coffee, some glasses, and you grab this glass, which I'm drinking out of, and I'll show you here in just a second. You can get all of these for under $300. So I don't know what your budget is. You can pick and choose. Maybe you're just going to use ground coffee for now, so you're going to take out and not use this one. You can get this machine and a couple other things for under $200. So you can look at it that way. Or maybe you're just doing different combination. You can pick up just the machine and use the cups that you already have, and it's available for $139 right now. So under $150. So lots of good options at different price points here, depending on what you're checking in. Amazon customer started to follow. Thank you so much. Just got that alert on my phone. I'm available on Amazon right now. I'm almost at 1,000 followers on Amazon. So if you haven't done that yet, try to visit that URL down below that's scrolling. And there's a little follow button on my Amazon shop. It'll let you know each and every time I go live. Normally I do tech and nerdy stuff, but hey, this is your YouTube barista today. So that's the second thing I wanted to show you was this frothing pitcher. That would be a great accessory. It's also metal, so you can feel it. If you're using just a cup, you wouldn't feel the temperature change quick enough, and you may actually over steam the milk here, get it too hot. So that's another thing to think about. The next product I want to show you is actually a product I picked up purposefully just for this show, and that is clear glassware. We don't have clear glassware in our kitchen most of the times, but I wanted to show you that rich color that you can get, and I wanted to show you the top down. This is borosilicate glass. You notice how the coffee doesn't touch the bottom? It's still staying warm. The outside is staying cool, but the coffee in it that I'm drinking from is still warm. And the reason is the double-walled insulated glass. So glass is a great insulator anyway, but we're going to take and open this up. There's actually a 2-pack here. I'm going to bring this up on Amazon while I'm talking about it so you guys can see it. It is available on the carousel. Is it on that side? Let me know on the Amazon which side the carousel is on tonight. So over there, one of these sides. So this is the glassware that you're getting. These are, I believe, 13.5 ounces. So you can very easily pour 12 ounces, which is 12 ounces is kind of the normal size now for to-go cups at coffee shops, unless you're going even larger. But you're going to get 2 of these cups here. Again, so you're going to get 2 of those, and you can see on this one that I have not touched yet how the sides don't touch each other. So if you're going to do a presentation and you want to show people the rich color that your lattes or cappuccinos have, you can do that. You can see they do have their little company logo, this Joy Jolt, down at the bottom. So again, if that bothers you, it doesn't look like it comes off. And I've seen from some other reviewers that lasts for a couple of years. So it does have a little indicator if that's something that bothers you, but very light and it is very shatter resistant. That borosilicate glass, I believe that's what they use in laboratories, because it is a very good natured glass. So that's another great option if you're looking for an insulated clear coffee mug to go with this. And we're about ready to shift gears to the non-espresso drinkers here. I'm just taking a look at our show timeline. I'm taking a look at the chat too. Elmist comes in and he's saying, "Hey, nice cups." Elmist Guzman, welcome. He's watching on the YouTube right now. If you are watching on the service, let me know your favorite coffee joke or pun, and I'll send you a bag of our next coffee that's coming up on the show. Just a gift, again, for the person that comes up with the best coffee pun that I can share on YouTube here, just to show you that this is a really live show. Okay, so this is the borosilicate glass. We're looking at that. They're available on Amazon. I should show you the Amazon page. I'm really bad about that, but again, these are what they are right now. They're available for $19. They're 43% off. Now, you can also get a smaller version of them if you're looking for something that's actually going to be just for those really small espresso shots. Now, I'm the kind of person that would like larger coffees rather than smaller, so I went with the larger. They're only $3 more. So there you go. And Joanna says, I actually use the Lavazza espresso at home. That's her espresso brand. So awesome, Joanna. Thanks for sharing on that. She's on Amazon letting us know about that live right now. So you can, again, see the size of the cups here. They're 4.5 inches tall, 4 inches wide with a glass handle as well. And you can see just how rich that color is on them. Of the coffee that's in them. So I've got merch from the Net Guy. It was one of the first things I ever bought with some coffee mugs, and I gave them out to a very select group of friends here. But you can see these are not only for coffee. You could do some teas, some infusions here. Be a great option. I'm going to stop and drink some more of this coffee. It's amazing. So yeah, I cannot wait to share this with my wife. This is going to be so much fun. So that's one of the accessories that you may want to go with. We are going to go talk about coffee now, though. The traditionalist coffee. And I'm going to tell you about a company that's local to me here. So I'm up in the Seattle area. This is just a short hop, skip, and a drive down south. This is the Stumptown Coffee Company. And this is their Hairbender roast. I want to check this stuff out. I bought it just specifically to try out here. Citrus and dark chocolate is the notes on this one. It's a medium roast, so it's not going to be super heavy, but it is certified to be what do they say? Fair trade coffee. If you go to their site, they have all of this stuff listed out. This is a great company that treats their employees right. They treat their suppliers right, and they treat the coffee growers right. They got lots of great pictures on their site. They make some great coffee, though, and that was the important thing. So I'm going to bring it out here. So this is the Hairbender from Stumptown. Now, this is not an espresso bean. This is roasted for regular coffee, and it's going to go with one of the products that we have coming up next. So let me go ahead and taste this. Man, that's good. I got to put this off to the side, though, because I need to make some room. We're going to be playing with some new products here. I'm actually going to change the burr grinder out real quick because I'm going to switch over to this Hairbender. So give me 1 second, and we'll do that. Currently have a Keurig and a little espresso. Sister Cup to Everlast. Oh, okay. Joanna's telling us about that. I'm going to go back over here to the show page and just make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Jonathan's coming through with one of those jokes while I get this ready. It says, why did the kangaroo stop drinking his cup of coffee? It made him too jumpy. Okay, that's pretty solid, Jonathan. You got a good entry into this. I'm showing you real quick how to swap out this burr grinder. So if you need to change the beans in the middle of a grind, you can do that. And I'm going to go ahead and dump the beans out that I have. It does on the bottom of the burr grinder I showed you a little bit earlier have a little trap door here that protects the coffee from spilling out when it's not in use, keeps it fresh. Now, inside the burr grinder itself, we're going to look down in there. I'm going to actually have to take this out because we're going to do a fresh batch of coffee. So I'm going to put all that in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and dump this out. Now, the burr actually won't come out of this, and there's going to be some coffee left. So we're going to deal with that. But this is actually where you can use that pipette, that pipe cleaner. that they gave you. So you could use that, and you can actually go from down below and you can clean the burrs out. If you were really wanting to maintain this unit, you can do that kind of stuff. So very good. Um, Jonathan's checking in. He says, I drink regular coffee with creamer. There you go, man. I would try an Americano one day if you got a late night doing your college stuff here. That would be a pick me up for you there. Jonathan Talks Hardware. For regular coffee drinkers, if you're not into strong espressos, an Americano is what I drink a lot of, and kind of gets me going there. So that might be a good alternative if you can't. So I'm going to go ahead and sadly dispose of that little tiny bit of coffee because we're going to switch gears. Like I said, I'm going to add this back in over here. So I'm going to slide that over, and we are going to go ahead and set it to the middle of pour over. So we're going to set it to 20 is the burr setting. And I'll show you why here in just a second when we open up our next product. You know what? It's not going to turn on because I forgot to put this in. Let me get on the top down and I'll show you how this goes. So when you're putting the machine back together, it's neat because it actually has little indicators to tell you where things go. So you can just slide that in and that locks into place. And then you take this unit and we slide it from the unlocked to the middle. Now the unit won't turn on unless you have it properly set up. So it would have stopped me, but I caught myself there. So what we're going to try is we're going to grind the Hairbender coffee. We're going to grind it on a pour over because that's the next product I have coming right after this. Now this is a 12-ounce bag. It's available right now for $14 on Amazon, which it's a little more than your standard run-of-the-mill grocery store coffee. I'll give you that. But we're fortunate enough up here that we can actually get Stumptown in some of our grocery stores. It's fantastic. I can't wait. Oh, yeah, that smells even darker than the espresso roast. I'm not getting the citrus that they were talking about. So we'll see how that is. I'm actually going to put a little bit more than we did last time on here. I'm going to go ahead and put that amount in. And you know what I might do just to help you guys out? I might put some background music in here. We're going to do some background R&B music. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'm going to go on mute and grind this. Start it down. So you guys have been great. I'm going to go ahead and grind this. Now what I'm doing is I'm grinding it at the different levels. So I'm going to go ahead and plug the unit in. And then I'm going to go on the top down and you guys will see me here grinding away. So it's right now set to 8. I'm going to go ahead and change that back down to about 4. Let's do 6. So we're going to grind for a little bit longer than we did last time. I'm going to slide this underneath the unit. Again, this very first product that we kicked the show off, this is from Chevy. This is their burr grinder. And maybe I'll give you like a cool side view of it. Can I do that? There we go. And you'll see the coffee coming down here. We'll give you a little side view as it goes. And like I said, I'm going to go temporarily on mute, and hopefully we've got this cool lo-fi background music. I'm going to try to bring it up just a little bit so you guys can see. It's supposed to be R&B. Let me know if it's any good. Here we go. I'm going to go on mute and we are going to start to burr grind here. Okay, she says she's all done. That was that fast. I thought it was going to take longer. Hopefully Amazon hasn't kicked me off. They've got some really weird rules. Like they want you to talk, otherwise they can end your stream randomly. So this is going to be even better because not only did that smell good when it was in roast form, I get to test it now. Oh, in ground form. Oh, snap that. That smells really good. That smells really, really good. We're going to talk about the next product up here, which is a pour over coffee set. Now, this is one, it's kind of funny. I started the show off with this espresso maker, and this is a product that I'm getting my wife. We're going to end the show with a product that she got me. How weird is that for bookends here? So I'm bringing this out to the outside. And to do this properly, I'm going to need some fresh H2O. I'm not going to use I could use the heater to do it, but what I like about this is you can control the temperature. So I'm just going to use just a water boiler that I have here. And I'm going to set it to about 195 is what I like for this. I'm going to move some items out of the way. And then I'm going to do an unbox, and we're going to show you some other cool products here. So I'll bring all of these out of the way. Now, if maybe espresso is not your thing, or maybe, oh, yeah, there we go. Looking good. Elmas says, damn, that's a fast grinder. Yeah, it is. There we go. So hopefully I don't get kicked off Amazon. But no, that is definitely a fast grinder. So we've gotten our larger, and actually I wish I could show you the size of the grind. It's actually a little bit thicker than usual because we went to the pour over size. Now you could go even larger to almost a French press size grind for the next product here, and that is actually from Stanley. So if you guys have seen, oh hey, J-Lo, are you the J-Lo checking in here? I didn't know she shops on Amazon, but J-Lo, welcome to the show. We are doing a coffee lovers tech and gifts for everybody out there. This was actually a gift that was given to me by my wife. She liked it so much, she got one for herself, and that is from the Stanley Corporation. This is a pour over coffee set. So I'm going to give you guys the view of the side here. So what it's designed to do is if you're camping and you want really good coffee, you can literally pour it over the coffee cup. So it's a cup, a lid, and a pour over with a micro screen filter all in one. I'm going to show you what this looks like, and we're going to unbox it together real quick here. Comes in many different colors, but we have the black and the white ones. I think she did that just because she wants to separate her mugs and coffee set. So it's going to have a couple manuals. To be honest, this was a big miss here. They did a really bad job on these manuals. I'm going to show you how to use it today, how to clean it. We'll do all of that. So you're going to get a lot better results from following this guide. Now, what confused me initially is I was like, well, what is going on in here? It's got this little capsule. It's got this knob in here. It's got two little side vents. There's no lid for the top. So I'm like, okay, how does that work? This has got the clear, the black version. This is blacked out. So, or it's smoke. I think it's completely black plastic, but this is the unit right here. I'm going to bring it in on the side so you can take a look at it. So that's it right there from the Stanley Company. They're making coffee stuff for just about ever here since 1913. So that's how it works. It doesn't completely seal. That's one thing I noticed about it. But what you do to make it work is you literally will put your coffee in the top portion. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up as I go. That's one thing my wife really likes. I'm going to take this out of the way because it doesn't want to close for me. So what you do is you put your coffee in the top portion, and then you fill through this micro screen. So the screen is actually holding the coffee upright, kind of like you would use a normal filter. So the neat thing about this screen, though, especially for camping, is you don't have to remember filters. So these two light units here is all you need to make really good coffee. Now, I'm going to put this in afterward, but we're going to go ahead and fill this up. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to use the measurer from the espresso maker because I saw that back here. Or did I? Did I just put it away? There it is. I'm going to grab the measure from the espresso maker. Now, it has graduated indicators on the sides here. So if I bring you guys over here, you'll see those little indicators. That's going to be your 8, 10, 12, 16, 20 ounces. So depending on the amount of ounces of coffee that you want, you're going to have to add in 1 ounce. Here we go. And then I'm going to add a couple more, at least one on that side. And I'm going to add one more because I'm going to pour at least a 12 ounce and maybe slightly more. The neat thing about these is if it's not rich enough for you, you can add more. I'm going to go ahead and take this, which was steeping at 195 degrees. And this is the pour over. So you're going to get the shot here of it pouring in. And then we're going to take a look at how it actually works here. So I'm pouring this in. There we go. And now that's filtering through here. You'll see if we look in the top down. That is slowly draining, and I can actually lift it up and show you exactly what's going on here. So the coffee is actually filling up the coffee cup right now. So I like mine with a little bit of creamer, so that's what I'm going to be having here soon. I'm going to take this same unit with me camping this coming weekend. Let me know if you guys are going out camping or going out doing anything fun this weekend. I'll give you a shout out here. Lots of cool stuff happened in the summer. I did just see on Twitter, though, somebody said, "Hey, Montana, you need to communicate better because it's supposed to be spring and they had snow on the ground. This is nearly May and they have snow on the ground in Montana." I could not believe it. Very scary. So here we go. This will take a little while to pour all the way through, but let's talk about it and what it is. So it's actually making some very good coffee right now. If you want to have a brewed coffee, not a compressed 20 bar espresso, this works out really, really well. And I like it because while it's sitting in the cup, this is one of the best ways to get an actual coffee flavor. It's pulling and extracting all those oils and it's draining through the micro screen. If I had one complaint, it's a little bit difficult to clean without getting grounds into your sink or other area. But I'll show you a trick on that it is possible to clean. We're going to take a quick look on the website here for Amazon, and we're going to take a look at the pour over set here on Amazon, and you can see what they've got. They got a couple different color options. So I have the black as well as the white here. So I'm showing you the different ones. So that's the white, the cream gloss white, I guess. This is the white, which is the one I have. There's also this gray color. Looks like almost a brown. Oh, a copper. That's a really cool looking one. And then we have a couple options in here for the original Stanley Green. This brings memories back. My mom worked in construction for years, and she had the Stanley thermos. She loved her Folgers coffee and her Stanley thermos, and she would fill those up. And I started drinking coffee at a very, very young age, probably too young. And you know what? Joanna's helping us out here. Also saying 1 minute ago, she says it's also easier to add than start over. So yeah, if you need more water, one of the things you can do on this situation, I'll bring you guys back over here. So if you want to have maybe not as strong coffee, you could literally add water to the base. If you want to have more volume of coffee, you can add water to the top here and get just the right consistency, just the right amount of coffee. One thing that people often say is that they don't like strong coffee, but I don't think that they understand the difference there. So strong coffee can be really good, but strong coffee is not bitter coffee. What ends up happening a lot of times is people will put more and more hot water into the grounds, trying to make it stronger, or they'll not put enough water in here and they'll extract that just initial hit of the coffee, but they won't actually get the full flavor of it, and it'll start to become bitter. So you can have kind of this bitter taste. That's everybody complains about Starbucks being burnt. So that's another thing. It's still pouring away over here. So this takes a little bit of a time, but when we're getting ready camping in the morning, if we're on the boat, this is great because we can set this up and we can do our pour overs. Now I was telling her, I don't know why we got two. Why we didn't just get 2 cups? Well, seeing how long this takes to make here, I forgot about that. This might not be a bad idea to have 2 of them, one for each of you. So I'm going to bring both sets up here. The one that my wife got herself, and then she got me one for the boat. But yeah, I have 2 different colors here. So there we go. So I have the white and I have the black, and then you can see what's going on here. So it's just about finished. There's a little bit of liquid left in here, and it's pulling all of that flavor out of that Stumptown Hairbender. That's the Stumptown Hairbender that we've been looking at today. Putting this through some work here. It's going to have some dark chocolate and citrus notes. We're going to bring that up on Amazon while we're waiting here. And I'm going to check the chat one more time, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Thank you guys if you are on standby here. But this is the coffee that I'm about to enjoy. Let me know what you like in your coffee. Oh, you know what I just noticed? They have a 25% off Subscribe and Save. So if this is your first time using Subscribe and Save, you could actually get this coffee for $1/4 off, which is another cool Amazon feature. Other thing about Subscribe and Save is you don't have to keep using it. You can cancel it. You can turn on the subscribe and save, and then you can immediately cancel it and you're good to go. There's no commitment on there. They just want to offer you that really neat option here. So as far as how to clean it, I'm going to call that much coffee good because I like to have room for cream. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to pour out the excess only because I want to show you how to clean this. Now here's where things can get a little bit difficult. I'm going to show you on the top down as far as cleaning it. So it's going to have all the grounds in here. I just fortunately have a slosh bucket that I can use in here, but let me show you another way to clean this. If you look at the bottom side of it, this turns, it rotates out this whole cylinder, and then you can tap them both out into a garbage can. And of course, got a little bit of coffee on the counter here. That's what we have the rag for. And you can clean this thing, pretty well just tapping it out. Now, if you also want to take this thing and clean it really well, it does come apart. The filter screen comes apart from this one. This one you could rinse out to get that last little bit of coffee that's in there. Maybe use a paper towel because, again, we're camping. So, like I said, that's one aspect of it that's a little bit disconcerting, is it was a little bit harder to clean when you're finished than just the mindless throwaway of a filter. But the nice thing is you don't have to waste a filter for every single cup of coffee you want to make. So that's another really neat option here. So I was able to wipe that out. I can wipe this screen off, and this screen, I'm going to show you the micro perforations on it. Hopefully you can see the light coming through there. That's how fine the mesh is on this. So it's going to extract that. You do want to go with a slightly larger ground, because what will end up happening, and I don't know if you can see because you won't see it in this coffee until we pour it out, but you'll actually get, if you have too fine of a grind, you're actually going to get some coffee that makes it through, and that doesn't taste good. Doesn't look good in the bottom of a cup. There we go. Joanna says on Amazon, doing some work from home, but Lord, you're killing me with all these sweet flavors. Yeah, there you go. So again, I like to have a little bit of half and half with my coffee, my regular coffee, but I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit of milk in there. Now, if you had the espresso maker, there we go. This is the Stumptown. And again, if you had that espresso maker, you could heat up the milk that way. So there it is. This is from, again, Stanley Company. This was a pour over coffee set. Didn't require anything too fancy. When I'm out on the boat, I have a little water thermos. I've shown it to you about 1.5 years ago on the show, and it plugs in. It uses 300 watts. So you can use it off a really tiny inverter if that's all you have. Or I use a little butane stove, and I have it heat up water that way, and I just pour it over that way in my boat. So we can do that. I'm going to try the Hairbender from Stumptown for the first time. That's really good. Now, it's a medium roast. I had 3 scoopfuls in there, and I've probably got a little over 10 ounces plus some milk. I usually like a little bit of a darker or stronger coffee. So I would add more grounds next time when I do this, but not bad. Not bad at all. So that was the Hairbender coffee using the Stanley pour over technique. So that's another neat option. That was, believe it or not, the last product on our show, but I do want to offer you guys one more cool thing. I think Jonathan Talks Hardware. I'm going to check the chat. I think he won it here. Jonathan says, I usually drink Colombian coffee. I'm open to try something new. There you go, my friend. Look at that. So Jonathan Talks Hardware won it with the joke, why did the kangaroo stop drinking a cup of coffee? Made him too jumpy. I love it. I love it, Jonathan. So I'm going to send you your choice of Stumptown coffee. I'm going to send you a link that has all of their cool flavors. So you get to try a Northwest coffee favorite from up here. There's one other option I wanted to show you. If you're looking to purchase some of the items here, and again, full disclosure, I purchased every one of these items that are on the show today myself. So there's no sponsored products in today's show. This is all me and my wife that purchased these for each other. But if you're looking to save a little bit of money, there is a combination that is in the carousel right now. It's the espresso machine. You're going to get the white edition, which is actually more expensive than the stainless, surprisingly. So you're going to get this as well as all the bar accessories here, and you're going to get a complete set pitcher. It's going to have a tamper in there separate from the one you have. It's going to have the whole setup, and it's going to be for $219. So if you add the other two up, they're like 209, but the white one is actually more expensive with the extra accessories. So you're going to get the glassware, you're going to get all the kind of the capabilities here of all these items at once. It is available here as a combination for Mother's Day. Same great unit. You're going to get to have this, but you're going to get, look, I'm looking at seeing what's included in here. All of the items on the first screen were included as well. So you're going to get all of that as well. So that's a neat option if you're looking to maybe purchase both of them. But I want to thank everybody that showed up tonight. I want to thank some of the people on Amazon that checked in. I got a couple of viewers in there, which haven't seen you guys in a long time. I will try to get going more often. I've got some other really cool sponsored products coming. I've got an office chair that claims to be a Herman Miller-like experience. I've got a Herman Miller right there, but it's about a quarter of the price. So they sent that out. I'm going to look at that. I also have some cool 10 gigabit networking stuff that just got sent to me. I can't wait to try that out. I've got another CarPlay dash cam CarPlay receiver for your older cars that maybe don't have the integrated CarPlay. So I'm excited for that. So I'm going to be testing that out. And I've got a couple other solar and power things coming that I'm going to go install on my boat. So you're going to get to see a lot of that stuff. Sorry for notification spam on YouTube. I've got a big back catalog I'm pushing out here soon. So I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. And Jonathan Talks Hardware, he's going to get a... Oh man, American, you might have won it close with that one if he said his Kofifi. Yeah, Kofefi. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Uh, but you're gonna get Jonathan Talks Hardware a bag of Stumptown coffee sent to you. And I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. I will catch you guys maybe next Tuesday, maybe next Thursday. It just depends on how the schedules line up. I will let you guys know on Amazon. Again, if you haven't already on Amazon, use that follow capability. You'll get notified each and every time I go live, unlike YouTube, which who knows, right? I also have 2 full-blown computers, gaming computers under my desk in parts, in boxes that I have not put together. So I might do a chill and build game stream here one of these days. So thank you all for tuning in. I will catch you guys all in the next one. And thanks everybody on Amazon. And thanks for the follow, Vince, on Amazon. Awesome. Great to see you guys. I will catch you guys all in the next one. See y'all.